Growing up, I really didn't know a lot about my body. I definitely didn't talk about it. I didn't have the period talk with my mom. And everything that I knew came from magazines or friends who had gone before me, but I really didn't have any information that we do now. From the moment I started my period, I had pain, but I just thought that's what you get when you have a period. And I talked to my mum briefly about it and she said, yeah, I had pain when I had my period as a girl. So I just brushed it off. But as the years went past, the pain got worse and worse to the point where I couldn't do my everyday activities. I couldn't go to school for the first day. I was in bed, crumbled in pain. I had moments where I thought, this pain can't be right, it can't be normal, but I was too scared to find out the real reason if something was wrong. I was too scared to go to a doctor. I didn't really want to know what was wrong, if anything was wrong. And around the same time as we started trying for a baby, I started experiencing bouts of excruciating pain, and it was only then I could go to the doctor when it got so bad that I would faint. And when we went to the doctors, they did some ultrasounds and it found out that I had an ovarian cyst that I needed operating on. And when they were operating, the doctor told me that they found extensive endometriosis and they did an operation on that as well to remove that. Finding out I had endometriosis was a shock, but in hindsight, it put everything in perspective. All the pain that I'd been through that wasn't normal, I had a reason why. Polycystic ovary syndrome can affect the hormones in unwanted ways that can then affect fertility and have issues like that. Knowing that I had endometriosis made me feel nervous about my body and the pregnancy process to begin with. And then we got pregnant fairly quickly in the first 3 months. But after getting pregnant, a week later, after we found out, we had a miscarriage. Growing up, I'd never heard anyone talk about miscarriage. I'd never heard any stories about it, and I never thought it would happen to me. And then we soon tried again, and we got pregnant again within the next 3 months, and we were so excited that this was our moment. But again, a week later, we had another miscarriage, and it was so devastating, and I was so confused with what was going on with my body and why it wasn't working. And I went to see a specialist and we did a few tests and I found out I had polycystic ovary syndrome. When I went to the specialist and was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, I actually felt relieved that I had some answers now and that I'd been proactive about my health and I'd gotten help that I needed. And when the doctor prescribed me some medication, I actually fell pregnant 2 weeks later. Throughout this process, it's really shown me that prevention is better than cure, and being proactive about your health is so important. I feel like if I had have gone to the doctor sooner and gone down that road of being proactive about my health, it would have saved me so many years of pain and worry and fear about the unknown that was much greater than what actually happened. And then it was all worth it when we finally had my beautiful daughter, Brooklyn. After finding out I had endometriosis and getting the help that I needed, my pain slowly went and decreased, and I was able to do things that I'd never been able to do before. I no longer had to take a day off every month. I wasn't as scared to go out around that time of the month, and I wasn't bedridden one day a month. And knowing that I have PCOS, I then changed my diet. I stopped eating all the processed foods and I really focused on whole nutrition. And I've really found with diet and lifestyle choices that I can manage my PCOS, that it doesn't hold me back anymore. For me, PCOS, it doesn't look like irregular periods. I still had my period every month, but it did look like weight gain and excess hair, and I had to really focus on my diet. My biggest advice would be to be proactive with your health, to tackle it head on, and that the unknown is always more scary than the reality. And when you go and seek help sooner than later, there's things there that are available for you to really help you along your journey.